Hey there, welcome back. Joel Hickman from Lutron. Today we're going to be talking about how to replace the electronic drive unit, or EDU, in your battery-powered Triathlon woodblind or Serena Smart woodblind. For this replacement, you will need a woodblind replacement EDU provided by Lutron and the following tools to assist in the replacement: a slip joint pliers, a mini long nose locking pliers, a medium slot drive screwdriver, a retractable safety knife, a small rubber mallet, light work gloves, and a marker. To replace the EDU, you will first need to remove the blind from the mounting brackets in the window. Refer to the link below if you need instructions on how to proceed with that. Once the wood blind is removed from the mounting bracket, you can begin the process of replacing the EDU. Start by pinching the EDU power connector at the top and bottom with your thumb and forefinger and gently pull to disconnect. Move it out of the way until later to reattach to the new EDU once installed. Then pull the antenna wire up and out of the headrail clips. Next, using a screwdriver, gently pry the headrail end guard out from the drive end of the headrail. Handle carefully to avoid contact with any potential sharp edges on the guard. Set this aside for reassembly after installing the replacement EDU. Then, carefully cut a slit along the entire length of the clear label that wraps over the EDU and onto the headrail. Before removing the EDU, secure the D shaft by clamping a mini long nose locking pliers on it, just beyond the first headrail clip, to prevent the shaft from sliding towards the EDU. Then mark the position of the shaft where it enters the EDU. This mark will be used later to ensure the shaft is inserted the same depth into the replacement EDU. Once the D shaft is secured and its position is marked, press down on the EDU to compress the foam cushion underneath to create clearance between the top of the EDU and the channels in the headrail. Maintain that pressure as you slide the EDU out of the end of the headrail. After the EDU is removed, you can now release the locking pliers from the shaft. Then mark this EDU as the original drive and set it aside to send back or discard as instructed by your Lutron representative. Before installing the replacement EDU, ensure that the flat in the drive gear hole in the EDU and the flat on the D shaft are both facing up. This will ensure the orientation matches and the shaft can be successfully engaged with the EDU drive mechanism. If not properly inserted, the EDU will not be able to reliably tilt the slats on the blind. If the drive gear hole is not oriented with the flat side up, contact Lutron technical support. If the flat on the D shaft is not facing up, get assistance from another person to hold the headrail of the blind so the slats hang freely below the headrail. Then, using the long nose locking pliers, rotate the flat on the D shaft so it is facing up. When the flat on the shaft is rotated to the top, it correlates to the slats being positioned in the horizontal or fully open position. After verifying the drive gear hole and shaft are oriented properly, you may want to don a pair of gloves for the next step. Then, insert the drive into the headrail by tilting as shown so the foam contacts the bottom edge of the headrail first so it can be compressed. Then rotate the other end of the EDU up while applying downward pressure to continue to compress the foam. This will create clearance between the top of the EDU and the headrail channels to provide clearance when sliding into the headrail. While continuing to apply downward pressure, use a mallet or gloved hand to push the EDU into the headrail while aligning and inserting the D shaft into the gear hole in the EDU to the depth of the mark previously placed on the shaft. This will ensure the drive gear is fully engaged on the shaft. Next, reinstall the end guard on the headrail by inserting the tabs on the guard into the two channels at the top of the headrail. Gently tap with a mallet until the guard is fully seated in the headrail. Then, insert the EDU power connector into the socket. To ensure it is fully inserted and locked into place, very lightly pinch the connector and gently tug to verify it is secure. Next, insert the antenna wire in the slot in the small clear plastic headrail clip and weave into the large clear plastic headrail clip. You've successfully completed the replacement of the electronic drive unit in your woodblind and can reinstall it back into the mounting brackets in the window. Then, test and verify proper operation. Refer to the link below for detailed instructions on how to reinstall your woodblind, set limits, reprogram, and reintegrate with your controls or system. And that's all there is to replacing the electronic drive unit in your Triathlon woodblind or Serena Smart woodblind. And as always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Lutron for further assistance. Thanks for being a loyal Lutron customer, and we look forward to hearing any feedback you may have on the EDU replacement process. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.